I might go for play more bot orientated. But actually, no, it looks like there we go.
You called it.
Yeah.
You 5D chessed yourself. And like you said, with the extra pressure, you got Meteor being able to solo out this dragon, being able to pick up a small object. Between a rock and an Ornn, and that is not a place you want to be, generally speaking. Zika with his fancy feet trying to just dodge away would probably have to use his own flash. The flay comes in, the hook goes a million miles away. Zika taking down though, and his chilling smite available to him, while the challenging smite as well. Oh, explosive cast using the bot side. They've caught out the Xayah. BLG taking themselves an Ocean Drake, while the Rift Herald's on top side. You did see Irma move up towards the jungle on the top side as well, so they were very much...
I bet they're great at Scrabble.
Oh yeah, like the best. We can see now Hacker with that Gale Force able to kind of aggress onto aiming, forcing out his heal. He is ticking.
Get your shots off, you already get some damage, and then you can use your E's and auto attack resource.
That was a frame perfect cleanse, but it does not matter for Irma.
Big flanks.
Yeah, BLG is on the flank. There is the explosive cast. Only lands onto ZS though, and he doesn't really do much with it. They flashed it on top of the Grace, who gets the steal. That is a 100% stolen dragon for eStars, and they get the kill on the jungler. BLG can't get in on top of this fight. They're perfectly set up, but now he's stunned up, and that's a double kill for the Xayah. Oh, disaster!
The show was BLG. The players on this roster can struggle when it looks towards engages. Marks whiffs that cast. Gets the follow-up, but they aren't able to burst
Rat as well. The one kind of, oh, well, you know, the Xayah is super far behind. It's not that big of a deal, but overall end up working out very, very nicely. And a bit rocky from the side of BLG. They're making a couple of desperate plays already.
And this is really surprising, because the thing about BLG, at least back in spring, when they were looking...
Be backing away, as I said, a Hacker fancies himself a little bit of a 1v1 versus Mark. And in fairness, as we said, he's the very high DPS... setting up for today's games is that, this is kind of down to how the jungle camps work. And if you just hard farm, and actually as I say that, they are going to try and just catch out Rat. Does have a beautiful blade call though, and gets everybody stunned up. He will eventually fall. Do they have enough damage though to put Mark out of his misery? Yes, they do. Another hook goes down onto BLG, who gets deleted as well. What turned...
And he can run through with the damage setup coming through from the eStar top lane. And Shousey again. This is the Shousey.
Oh, flash hook misses, but they did get the flay down onto Meteor. He might have to use his Ragnarok. Not quite yet, but the Destiny does come in. The Killer Instinct on top of Hacker. He has to flash away. One more auto attack is not enough. There's the Ornn, though, trying to catch out Meteor.
They just do that better. If you are all grouped here as BLG for this fight, eStar should, in theory, have the better opportunity.
Oh, BLG gets exhausted, but gets away from the initial knockup. Now they use the Ornn Horn. They're trying to just 100% kill him off. Good Zhonya's to delay for time as the rest of BLG are here. He flashes away, keeps himself his life. 3 ultimates used, and BLG is still alive. They, however, have lost pressure on this dragon pit, and it feels like they might have to just try to go back for it. They are maybe looking for a teleport flank, but teleport flank even, but it's going to be a little bit difficult now that the dragon's gone down. That is triple Infernal available.
Jesus, Chelsea, that was
cast a curse, man. Cast a curse.
Didn't get punished, though. Didn't get punished.
Didn't get punished, but Rat has to use his own Featherstorm to try and keep himself alive. TP coming in from the Ornn. Ornn Horn blown to try and keep everybody in locked up. Ragnarok popped to stop the Olaf from getting locked up himself. There's the ult engage, and Kennen unfortunately gets your flash engage from Mark. You don't have a flash or heal on aiming, so you can't even keep him that safe. And as I say that, the Ornn Horn is used. Mark goes up, and with nowhere to go, he is down and dead. This just feels like BLG, they overstep, they get punished, and the eStars are there to just has to be popped to keep him alive. They just lose everywhere, they're losing everywhere on the map. BLG is there. If you win one more extra series, you could be in playoffs. If you don't, you're not. That's the difference this could make, and we're seeing it here. eStar has a lot of people, and it doesn't look like it right now.
And this is what makes the LPL so exciting, but eStar trying to catch BLG.
Ooh, then they will catch him. Flash to get the flay off. Hook goes wide, but he's got no more Zhonya's left. Rat
control here if BLG try to test him. Maybe Meteor with the Miracle Steal, but he's not even going to get the chance.
No, it doesn't have... Oh, they're trying, and I you know what? God loves a trier. You got to give it to them, but it's just not really working out. And with the Baron buff being pushed into that top side, they can go for inhibitor. Honestly, they could go for the end if they really wanted to. If TF does not go back straight away, they're going to be able to open up the base for the first time this game. 37 minutes in. God, it feels like an eternity. Are we watching LCK? Did we get the wrong broadcast? But overall, eStar is still trying to push in. They're just trying to, as you said, take it as slowly as possible. With Shousey looking so damn good on this thresh, it's very, very difficult for them to put a foot wrong.
Oh, that's a cast, though.
As I say that is a cast, but the cannon is denied immediately. Mark got a semi-decent engage, but the cannon was denied straight
And
away.
they're going to crack open this face once again.
Yep, again, just going through the motions, trying to keep it as textbook as possible. Don't leave anything up to chance. All you have to do is delay if you're eStars. The super minions will do your job for you. This is very much the ticking clock for BLG. They have to make something happen. Flash is available for BLG, and you can see him trying to get behind the Dragon Pit, but they just don't want to get caught out by Irma Syndra. He's perfectly positioned on top of that ramp to keep them all away. Needs to be so careful. They're going to go in, but nothing for you, Ken and Bew. You will die. So will the Olaf. This is almost certainly the game. You're 3v5. The minions are laying siege to your base. It's just a death by 1,000 cuts here for BLG as they're just trying to survive. But everything's going in favor of eStar, and they're going to be able to clean up all of these kills. No problem whatsoever. Shoutzy will die in the end as aiming is on the Kai'Sa. Zika being forced back all the way into the enemy jungle. But look at the base. Look at the minimap. It's a sea of blue. There's nothing they can do, and they're just losing towers, and nobody's in the base. The game is over. This is it. They don't even... They're the minions. Minions are going to do it.
Slash dance. That's all you got to do here is walk into the place, hit that slash dance, and... But look, they will finish this off. Zika here just to watch his base go to towers.
That was a slow, emphasis on slow, but methodical.
Side, they're decided that they're going to go with the Jinx. So they decided, hey, look, we're going to go instead of opting in towards what I expect to be more of a dive.
Yeah, honestly, you have the tools to do it. You've got the Olaf, you've got the Leona, the no flay available for Shousey. He's only level 2 as well. The hook goes down, but Shousey is in no man's land. Mark tanking the turret absolutely perfectly, aiming, getting that fleet footwork a little bit. They have vision on the river, but nothing in the bushes. Now it's 3v3. All 6 people are here. Teleport's available for the top laners if you want to go for it, but Shousey is dead. No flash with that flash hook already finished up for aiming, and that is just a huge amount of early game damages. We see now ZS going in, or ZS going in, depending on if you're American or European. As you see 3 people up to this top side. Meteor's here, though, and this could be a little bit of a turnaround as Hacker is eventually able to take that lantern to keep himself alive. Good job, Minion. Meteor keeps himself safe, but those undertows are landing. They need to be so careful. There isn't a huge amount of mana here. Flash in. He's trying to go for Shousey, who has nowhere to go. No flash to save him. ZS also needs to be so careful, but they've given enough time for Bew to get respawned and come back into this lane. Hacker getting jumped upon and killed. 2 more happen if they can make the pieces work. As I say that, Shousey still without his flash and without a prayer, as he is going to be pretty much finished off without...
In playoffs. All out of the 8 teams. And even then, I had him ranked, I think, maybe 11th to 13th in the LPL.
There's nothing they can do. These next 2 dragons are 100% BLGs, all going to plan.
And as well, Meteor was able to pick up that Rift Herald as well, just off screen. So, I mean, Meteor's got the gold influx that he can potentially use now to snowball mid, snowball top, but they need to be careful on this top side.
Oh, as beside that now, they're going to be 2v3 as they have got Bew down, but these are very low health bars. Mark, you're tanky, but you don't do a lot of damage here as they're going to try and get them all escorted.
They pop that Rift Herald. Here's more gold influx in towards Amy. Now, honestly, I would have preferred to see this maybe give it elsewhere. Maybe giving it over towards Zika so he can get towards that Luden's Tempest. This is such a big spike for Zika, however mid.
Yeah, we're going to see them going in. Bew gets taken down. So Bew giving eStars a fair whack of the stick. But again, while that's all happening, you have 3 people up on this top side. Where is Rat going to go? He has to use his cleanse immediately. Mark does dodge out the hook. They should be able to take this tier 2. So yeah, you lose a kill in mid lane. You've gained a tower, in 2 towers even, as now Rat has to use his ultimate to keep himself alive. Why would you go golden? Why would you go golden, Shousey? They are going to try and kill off aiming. He stays alive just barely. The hook misses, and now Shousey's going to die as well. He takes down 2. It's disaster for eStar. Absurd. You can't go anywhere near your enemy. You can't go. You can't push up without here to just play bodyguard for the Orianna. They're going to drop the solar flare. TP is being committed as well. This is just BLG having fun with their food, and they're going to be able to gift that one over to View.
They aren't finished that, and Rat's not going to quite die, but the thing is, you've already got the 1 item.
We talked about it in the first game. Why do we not see more crit hyper carries? Because if this happens, you're screwed, mate. Yeah. There's nothing you can do. You are so far behind. And a Jhin with 2 items is at a massive spike. Yes, he is massively fed, but this is not an outlier of a situation. Has been delayed just a little bit longer than he probably wanted to, and Irma commits the TP. He's going to dodge out the hook. Meteor is here with Bubu. They flash in on top of him as well. 7 more of those, and you're back in this game, but nicely capitalized. Oh, as I say that, aiming is never stopping. They're just going for full engage all the time. Aiming going to be able to keep himself alive, but now Mark's in a little bit of trouble. He's on the backside of this fight, but do they look to try and maybe re-engage this? They do, because they've got the Korean sniper on the backside, just peppering these shots in. Mark doesn't want to go down. He will
in a minute 20. You now have no flash in your cannon, which is crucial for setting up these team fights. No flash, no TP in your Syndra.
Yeah, you can see right now, they're just giving it up. They know they don't want to fight just now. No flash on S being given his bot lane. This is okay for the side of eStars and BLG. They kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah, I like what eStar are trying to do here, using the fact you've got 2 TPs.
Both teleports are available, but the Baron down to about 1500 HP means it is going to go over to the side of BLG. TPs are here. Solar Flare goes down. It slows Rat down. There's ZS trying to go in with the flank, but he's stopped in his track by Mark. Beautifully well done. And he is going to fall similar to how Bubu did in the previous game. But now Irma being jumped straight on top of a Ragnarocking Olaf. There's Bubu coming in with the shock blast and to the skies as Aiming picks himself up his 6th kill of the game. Rat has cleanse, he has flash, he has ult, but he doesn't really have anywhere else to go. He has to back himself up right up into his base, but Bubu does not care. Bubu wants more. They're going to jump in. Aiming finds himself a kill. Hacker gets hit with a shock blast. There's minions in the mid lane. They've got Barons up as well. Last game took 40 minutes. They want this one to be ending in the next 2.
Yeah, I mean, BLG have, like, there's, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. From that point forward, eStar will.
To tank 2,000 damage, that 2,000 damage is far more useful to you as a team, but they're going to crack themselves up a 2nd inhibitor turret, working on towards that 2nd inhibitor. And like you said, I feel like if you're eStars, you're kind of, thinking of the next game, and I feel like, yes, they got away with the Xayah in the first game, but I'm going to come back to that next time as we see the curtain call coming in. They're jumping straight onto Irma, who gets taken down by Zika. Massive 4th shot coming in off of the final curtain call. They're on to the Nexus turrets. There's no way they can really come back in on top of this. Good attempt there from ZS. Good attempt from Hacker, but it's over. You can't really do much about it, and this all stems from just a snowball in that bot side. BLG aren't done. They want to make sure Rat knows that he was being bullied. Rat gets himself a nice little kill, though, and says, I'm not that bad. I still have enough in the tank. Never mind, Zika picks that one up. So 27 minutes. And that is going to be a one.
Mr. Fate's going there. Well, I'm going to follow you right on up there with that Stand United. It makes it so much more difficult now to operate in this capacity. Also, Shen does very well specifically against... Look, now, though, I want to see Zika do more than just ward out a lane.
Oh, they're going to go in towards the spot side, but there is a Destiny available as they use that one there. Gold card is a little bit delayed, but it is a perfectly timed 2-man. Absolutely massive. They go in, gold card is locked, minion wave is there. There it is, flashing with a slicing maelstrom. They do get the thing off, and this is what I was talking about. This is why it's so dangerous. They trade 1 for 1, but still.
Cast your mind back to game number 1. It was Shousey who was able to go towards mid, get this kill onto Zika, put him behind, make it very difficult for him to operate. That hasn't been able to happen here for eStar as we get the engage.
Yeah, we do have a curtain call to start it all off. Normally it's the thing to finish people, but it has been used to start this one. Probably could have waited for that knockback to be kind of, used and then maybe go for something afterwards. If there... BLG going to walk a little bit too far forward. There is no more minions, though, so need to be very, very careful. Twisted Fate going to use the Destiny as well. There's the Killer Instinct to try and follow up. They're trying to catch on the BLG, who has got the Stand United to keep him alive. Hacker goes in, gets caught out by the wild cards. And Zika, nicely done. ZS, though, has to flash away. He will not be trading this one 2-for-1. They flash in, they get the cleanse. Zika goes off. Rat doesn't really have the mana. The Spirit's Refuge was a little bit far off, but overall it's BLG who kind of come out on top in the initial kind of setup. They're able to defend their bot lane a little longer, and they're the ones who pick up the extra gold.
Yeah, so essentially your entire tower up the TP. Oh no. Oh
Double
god.
TP. Double TP, and there's ZS. He's now in trouble. They get 2 kills. Rat has no mana. Rat has no flash. He has cleanse. He's going over to Big Mama Irma to try and keep himself alive. Double cleanse. What does it mean? It means that they will be able to pick up Yubu as a kill. Irma trying to just kite himself out of this. Goes golden from Zika as Meteors are pushing in on top of the eStar mid. Yeah, and it's a free dragon as well because they had that pressure in the bot side. So you're looking at a dragon timer reset. The LCK team. That is the that is the most BM I've ever seen someone use a Jhin ultimate. Just like I'm just gonna keep it on.
Yeah.
Oh, they can't even go for it because Rat's dead now, and they pick themselves up a kill. They rotate from bot side, picking up tier 2 all the way through the jungle, and now Xiaoxi's in a little bit of trouble. Biu does get ignited as here comes ZS. They do pop the Destiny and the Slicing Maelstrom, but he has to back away immediately. He was not in position to be able to continue that chase. And this is, again, slowly but surely, BLG finding the small advantage. Oh, flash in, aiming will die. It's a nice little pick up there by Irma, but he gets flashed on himself. He does not have the health bar to survive underneath this dive potential of BLG. The Ragnarok is still rocking, and this mid lane turret is still standing, but for how much longer?
It's not going to be for very long. One more auto's going to do it. Chelsea gets taken very low.
Again, another zoning ultimate coming out here from aiming. They are going to lose a turret on the top side as Irma was able to split. Those Scatter the Weeks can hurt you. This should just be enough to crack down. Aiming, though, with that Gale Force, able to keep himself alive. Mark jumps in with the Xenoblade. They do drop down the Solar Flare as well, but now look at aiming. He's in a very strong position to be able to keep himself safe while also doing DPS. Hacker needs to be careful, like you said, being poked down a little bit. This Dragon down to about 3000 HP before it resets.
So
Zika's behind them. They have full damage. There's a Solar Flare on top of it. They're going to try and jump straight in on top of the... But ZS jumps in on top of aiming, and he is dead. The Dragon goes in favor of BLG, but the ensuing fight looks like it might be in favor of eStars. If they can just get down some more health bars, they unfortunately haven't been able to deal the damage, and they are getting turned on by BLG. Irma in the wrong spot of the map means that he is going to fall to the ZS on top of Xiaoxi's Shen. He just kind of wants to keep himself relatively safe because he knows he's not a tanky boy. He hasn't finished up an item just yet, and he knows that he might be in a little bit of trouble. As I say that, ZS goes a little bit too far deep, gets stunned up, and this is the power of the Destiny Gate. Now we can start shooting fish in a barrel as the sniper starts hitting Xiaoxi 100.
Clean to be behind the Kaisa, but I mean, if everyone is going to be running for the hills on eStar, it's an easy pickup for BLG, and you're starting to see the problems with the cannon. When you don't have a flash, it's very difficult to close that gap, especially with the amount of Gale Forces on this team. Everyone having a dash gives them so much mobility, which is a nightmare for this cannon.
And Biu just kind of feeling each other out. There is the Scatter of the Week, and enough damage, not quite. They are going to use the Shen Stand United. BLG.
The thing is, that was also a bounty going the way of Xiaoxi, which adds a little bit of salt to the wound as well, but the split push isn't stopping. Twisted Fate's still in this top lane. Zeke can still keep pressure here. BLG in a position to roam towards that bot side, and ZS is trying to commit towards this bot side to get some control, but Irma doesn't have TP. Like, this is still a numbers advantage BLG.
Again, we saw this in the last game as well, where you saw the two solo laners from eStar just going down towards that bot side, overstaying their welcome, just giving up too much on the map.
They're giving up 2 inhibitors to go towards Dragon. Like, this isn't even Soul. This is to stop Soul point. Like, this is so much worse. Like, they just lost they've lost so much. They are going to try and go for it one more time. Baron up in a minute 40, Dragon up in 2:45. There's not really any kind of global objective. As I say that, though, ZS gets jumped on.
and actually ends up getting a kill. So Kai'Sa picks up the Graves, but they've lost themselves their last inhibitor turret. Inhibitors are now all exposed, and if they lose this inhibitor, it will be double super minions in all lanes. Shousey nicely done with the Spirit's Refuge, keeping himself safe, but now double super minions in all.
I don't know what you're trying to do. Here's eStar, you're 9,000 goal behind. There's a dragon a minute. I don't think the game is... Creeps are streaming in. You can't clear them out. They're just going to take the towers by themselves, and all the BLG are really doing is just helping.
Yeah, we can see they're aiming. Forced to actually cancel his ultimate as the two inhibitors in mid lane and top lane do respawn, and quickly taken away as well. These minions are just becoming harder and harder to kill. They're going to lose one Nexus tower. Gonna lose their another inhibitor. BLG, like we said, slow, methodical, and now they finally pull the trigger. They go in with Mark taking down the Syndra. He goes golden for just a few seconds to get the turret aggro off him. He will eventually fall, though, but it's all to naught. They can't really do anything here. UB will be able to stay alive. No, he won't, actually. He will just about die. 3v3, there is a potential for a turnaround here as Shousey does pop down the Spirit's Refuge. Aiming is able to take one down, but it's Aiming with the triple kill. Able to finish out the game, and they will finish out the series 2-1 BLG.